Welcome back, everybody. Greatest Media Team presents Welcome to the Jungle 8, presented by Discmania. This is the back nine. This is Kyle Moriarty again, and I'm joined with Harry Chace. Harry, say hello.
How's it going, everyone? We had a great front nine here, and we're excited to commentate and bring you the back nine.
So on our card here, in case you missed it, we have Kyle Moriarty. I'm shooting an even. And we have Josh DiBattista. We've got Dylan Capaccioli and Harry Chace. Look at those payouts. First place, $1,445. Oof. We have not seen payouts like that.
Especially for a B tier, too. And let's take a look at the Sunstein Series as we get a full view here. First tournament on the docket. And I'm really happy with the Sunstein schedule this year. They added a bunch of local tournaments. Also, a quick shout out to the camera operators here. We got Rivas and Paul, who's going to join us for some catch cam shots on the back nine. GMT, going to show you what they got here, and let's get right into it.
Yeah, here we go. Hole number 10. What do we have?
Yeah, it's kind of a quirky hole with these laurels right here and some of these hanging branches, but what's really going to be is for a righty backhand, just a stock hyzer with something overstable. There is actually some OB. You might be able to see the string right there in that swampy area. Just looking to get something down to the ground quickly and miss all these trees that are going to block some of your drives in the circle.
Yep. This looks like your Sky God 4.
That's correct. Yep. Just trying to get this floaty all the way there and land pretty soft around the basket. And seemed to work out pretty dang well.
Yeah, that's all right. This is a zone, the birdie bait by Disc Golf Bra. Just throwing it out there, getting it deep past the OB.
Oof. Yeah, I think you connected with one of those trees like a foot from the basket. Definitely looked like an ace for a second. And here's Dylan's first backhand of the round. Certainly a backhand-friendly hole, and he's actually going to find the OB off of a kick right there.
Yeah,
it's a tough mistake.
He made the mistake. You have to go deep on this one. You can't go short. Debo, I'm assuming he threw a Malta. I know he throws those. So if you do go OB, it is a drop zone, not the last place you're in bounds. So this is Dylan going from the drop zone, trying to put it up. It's a tricky drop zone shot, probably from 60 feet.
Oh, great putt there from Debo, sneaking in the left side. That's a good birdie, and yeah, although that OB is in play, especially for Dylan and all the 1,000-rated plus players on this card, it's really a mistake you don't want to make. So it's going to be a tough bogey for him, as he was right on my tails, and I've got a putt here to clear him by 4 strokes.
Wow. Yeah, that's a killer.
Yeah, continuing that really good start for me. Going to be at 7 down, and I'm feeling really good about that right now for sure.
Yeah, how could you not? That's some great shooting, my friend. Cleaned up for my birdie there. Put me back under par. Hole number 11.
Yeah, this hole is a really awesome shot shape. The best way you can see the basket is by taking a 90-degree turn right on the tee pad, and you'll see it through the woods. But truly, a full 90-degree turn is the drone is going to turn a few times here. A few different ways to attack this. I think the most popular play is a flip-up forehand that can somehow glide a lot. But I'm going to be taking a backhand anhyzer route with a origin, hopefully trying to just make it get right the whole way and ride off some of that glide it's got.
Yeah, and that was great height control, great turn. You really couldn't have hit that much better.
There's that forehand route I was talking about, and there's this one tree right there on the inside that you kind of have to contend with this forehand that you clipped.
Yeah, there's just enough branches overhanging to really mess up a lot of shots, and it's, how perfect can you actually throw it? You did it, but I don't know about anybody else.
Dylan's going to show us a Firebird here. And with this play, there's not too much flip up. He's just kind of playing that hyzer, and he's only going to get to 35 feet, but he's just going to try to hit the putt from there.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the shots here, best case scenario, they put you circle's edge, just inside, just outside. It is really difficult to get inside, and I'm sure when you tell us the whole statistics, we're going to see why.
Yeah, for sure. That putt looked good, just a little short, but yeah, this one averaged actually over par, 3.11, which
Wow.
is surprising, but just so few birdies to be had. And if you don't get out that initial gap, it's most likely going to be a bogey, as Dylan unable to get one of those birdies right off the band. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of players play this hole and throw a forehand, and it could be, to me, as just a backhand dominant player, but I just don't really see a forehand being able to glide all the way to, or my backhand was able to glide too. So
Yep.
I certainly see that as the play, but it could also bring in some big numbers if you get that angle wrong.
Yeah, and this hole is just all about, throwing the shot that you feel comfortable throwing while still getting rid of that big number. The backhand, you can hit early, kick OB into the road, or kick down into the woods, or throw it too straight. Forehand, you can do all those same mistakes as well. So throw what you're comfortable with, throw what you're confident in, give yourself your highest percentage shot.
Yep, absolutely. And in our field of 47 pro players, only 4 were able to pick that one up. So Definitely a good one to get, a bonus for sure. And this hole right here, Wads, not a bonus birdie.
This is a must get.
Must get. Easiest hole on the day at 2.43. And when it averages that low, you just got to get it. And you can see why. Pretty short downhill. There is some trouble with some trees you got to miss. But nice little soft hyzer. Should get the job done. I'm going with the Sky God 4 and just trying to go right outside of that tree. Put it pretty close, so all you got to do there. And I really love this route here.
Yeah, this is the kind of forehand line on the inside. Just hit something with a touch of anhyzer and let that gravity pull it down towards the basket. That was the new Zone OS. I picked it up at 978 on Thursday, and I kind of haven't stopped throwing it since.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And the reason I love that line so much is after that initial gap, there's really nothing in the way, where this backhand, you really kind of do just have to miss that tree in the middle. So if you're confident with that release angle, you are going to be in business. And this is rare.
I know.
Backhand, you forehand. What is going on?
I'm blown away to this moment, and it's a couple days after, and I'm shaken to my core. But he threw a beautiful shot. It worked. It got down there. You hit your putt, and that was the furthest putt. And honestly, that was a no-brainer putt. So we're going to get a star frame here, folks. This hole is just, this is a par 2. Pro field, if you're taking a 3, it feels like a bogey. You have to 2 this hole. And
yeah.
How do you feel about holes like this? Do you want this hole changed? Do you feel like we need these holes? What do you want?
I think that holes like this don't need to change for a tournament like this. We do only have 4,000 rated players in the field. And even for us, a must get still feels like that little bit of extra pressure. And I think that hole is just fine for the tournament we got. And quickly before we go on to hole 13, it does feel like a par 2 when we have an ace in the field. Shout out Elijah Ryder Brandt for carding the 1 there.
Nice.
Super sweet. But here we go. Hole 13, a new hole. We're actually playing from the sidewalk by 4's tee pad. You can see the basket there was just recently cut out, and the quirk with this hole is their OB it's all OB until about 230 feet off the tee. So super tricky there. And I actually ended up tagging the first tree and finding the out of bounds.
Yep. Yeah, you can go backhand here, you can go forehand here. Debo is going with that backhand with, forcing something over that's overstable, hits the rocks, checks up. He throws an absolute beautiful peach here. I don't think the disc is a peach, but it was peachy.
Yeah, he loves that luster MD. And really, this is that hole where you just need that dependable straight shot. And it's certainly nervy, especially with the OB island in play. Dylan with that Raptor and
Oh,
just didn't turn it enough. And he's going to be OB as well. So here we are actually at the normal hole 13, which is playing as the drop zone. That'll be one of the most difficult drop zones I've played. Throwing 3 from a hole that is honestly just as difficult to park as the actual hole.
yeah. Takes a lot of touch.
Yeah, super punishing drop zone, and is honestly part of the reason why I did shank the shot is that that danger is really imminent.
So going into our last round, are you going to make any changes here on this hole from what you did in this round?
I don't think so. I was pretty confident in practice, and that P2 is my go-to disc. So I think I will potentially play maybe a bit more conservative, just at least trying to make the island rather than trying to park the hole. And maybe playing the shot shape a little safer, but should be same disc, same type of shot. And that's a shot I know I can hit, and I'll just hopefully make the correction.
Yeah, great 2 for Debo there. That was he gained strokes on the card.
Yeah, a score separator for sure, as you mentioned. Always something you like to see, as hole 13, which normally probably wouldn't change much, ends up being the second hardest hole on the day at 3.34.
That's incredible.
A good number of birdies, but a lot of single bogeys and just as many double bogeys, at 11% double bogey percentage.
Whew.
So
you kind of love seeing that as a TD. All right, break down hole 14 for me.
Yeah, hole 14 is tricky, as you just saw the drone fly. There's a couple different gaps you could choose depending on if you're a forehand or backhand player. I think the gap that most people are going to go for is this gap right off the tee on the right side. It makes it a super skinny hallway, and Debo's going to make it look huge with this flex shot here.
Yeah, that's his fluid judge again, and he is that thing, just absolutely pinpoint precision. This is me throwing an Ethos Praxis, and I'm just following vapor trails of Debo down the center, right down towards the basket. We're hanging out together.
That was a beautiful Frisbee shot, as we see on the replay here. Just committed right at this hyzer line and just perfectly in the middle of those 2 trees. That's exactly how you draw it up on this hole. And honestly, this gap looks quite big on camera. It is not. It's got to be less than 8 feet wide.
Yeah, you do have to throw a precise shot. You're going with your glow P2 back to Old Faithful here.
Yep, and just enough flip up to get through that gap. Not the perfect shot there.
But you're down there.
Down there for sure. Yep, and here's that other route that we were talking about. There is a fairway to the left of that tree, and Dylan's going to take the forehand and skip near the OB. We thought he might have been out for a second, but he's going to be inbounds just about 35 feet for his birdie too.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, that's the forehand definitely brings in that out of bounds into play. The backhand typically won't get over into that area. You put up a really solid bid here, and here you go. You can see where he landed. So we're trying to figure out where the pavement of the road ends, where the dirt starts, and generally, rule of thumb: if you can't figure it out, benefit goes to the player. We couldn't really find the edge of the pavement, so he's in bounds. We gave him a spot, and he just capitalizes.
Canned it. I mean, dead center from down there, right over the laurels. Classic Dylan fashion right there. Just right into the heart. And we got even 2 more looks at birdie on this super bonus hole. Super awesome. And there's another one. Great putt, Wads.
Hey, thank you. Yep, nice, good feel-good birdie right there. Oh, and I was getting a double replay? No way. Come on. Greatest media team.
Love it. Yeah. This hole, shocking to me, actually averaged under par.
No,
2.93.
really?
Yeah, 2.9.
What?
2.98 under par, 12 birdies in the field. So
that blows my mind because this hole, I feel like a lot of players step up to this hole and they look at it as like, I just have to survive. I need to get through here with a 3.
absolutely. No, I totally agree. It averaged just about the same as hole 2. And
Oh my goodness.
I would definitely say I would birdie hole 2 more than I would birdie this hole. So
Nobody,
three birdies from our card is going to help.
nobody tell Bob Kulchuk that because he'll change this hole to make it even harder. Nice cleanup out of you right there. Wow, shocking statistics. That's going to take us over to hole number 15. What do we have?
Yeah, hole 15, honestly similar vibes of the last hole. A straight shot the whole way. The basket's going to be tucked over to the right, so I think a forehand is probably the preferred route that's going to hyzer in. But obviously some backhands can finish straight and get you into the circle for your putt. So just trying to survive, I think most players are going to want to do here and hit this gap with authority and see what it gets them.
Yep. Yeah, Debo. Do you know what he was throwing there?
Yeah, that's a Malta from him.
Okay.
On the flex shot. And that's kind of a route that I really haven't seen most people take, but is super valid. He's going to be rewarded by getting all the way up there.
Yep. Yeah, that was me trying to throw a Pathfinder, and I yanked on it a little too hard. Dylan also yanked a little too hard on his Raptor. It's getting late in the round. You're starting to lose a little focus. You're getting a little tired. You're throwing a little too hard.
For sure. Yeah, you kind of feel that way, especially after seeing those and taking the bogey on 13. My focus is just getting through the gap at this point, not really throwing the perfect shot. I know I left myself up with a good start, so I'm really just looking to avoid those bogeys and finish out the round as a super obstructed shot from you. I don't think it's going to get up there for what you're looking for.
No, I could not see a way to the basket from where I was. It was just try to throw something and just get lucky. Dylan found a great line there. You know, that's the thing about Cogs is sometimes you can be in a spot where you have a line to it. Sometimes you have no real line. Sometimes you have to manufacture a line. But, you know, it's disc golf. It's fair. That's pitching up. I'll take a bogey. That's fine. Debo's shot here, though, where this landed is surprising.
Yep, and we said if Debo can see the basket, he's going to be going for it. And he was a little short there.
Yeah, he was a little timid on that bid.
Definitely in a range where you're not going to be mad about missing, but he would like to see it drop after not the best round for him so far. And we only got 3 holes left after this, so the time is now to make that move.
There you go. Nice little simple par cleanup for you.
And as long as we don't see a spit out here, no way Debo's going to miss that.
No.
Ends up the par.
Yep. Pow. There it is. We're done with this one. That's going to take us to 16, please. Get us off of 15. Let's see some real disc golf shots again.
Yeah, we're moving on to the home stretch of this course. 3 holes to go, and this hole is certainly tricky. Super uphill grade, probably about 50 feet uphill to the top of this, and then the basket is another 50 feet after that. Playing at 213, par 3, and there's not really a perfect gap to this hole. You can kind of hyzer, you try to miss the trees, or you can flex something and try to play it perfect. Debo, as a flex player, is throwing an AVR X3, and he's going to be a little short. I mean, he's never played this hole before, and you see 213 on the sign, you probably think putter, but it is certainly going to require a full swing.
Yeah, you see Dylan, he threw an Essence on this one. I know he went driver.
I think it's something stable, actually. Yeah. It might be a Thunderbird or a Firebird.
Oh, yeah, Thunderbird. Sure yeah, it was a Thunderbird. I just remember seeing the die. Yeah, so he threw Thunderbird, so he's really going for something. And that's the tricky part of elevation is Debo's throwing a putter and he's throwing a speed 9. What did you threw your FD?
No, that was actually the Sky God 4.
The Sky God, okay.
But as you see, I really had to hammer on it to get it there. And I think a lot of the reason Dylan is throwing the higher speed is so when it runs out of speed, he can get that fade out. So I think that's what that play is for. But I was able to get up to the hill and looking at the basket.
Harry!
And was able to get that one to fall. And I hope we get to see a little replay of this.
Give it to him.
That one felt good.
That is an awesome putt. Wow. How far was that? I
would say probably conservatively 60 feet, but played uphill, certainly felt farther. And I just knew uphill I could really stab it at it like that and not have it go too far past. And honestly, in tournament play, I feel like those never really fall for me. So after a tough stretch or slow stretch, really, the last 3 holes, really good to see that one fall.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you've had the hot hand here, so it makes sense that it's going in.
Dylan, after going long, which is super rare here, carding a great deuce, and he's sneakily building up to a solid round, 4 down, and he's got some forehand holes to go. So you know that he's going to be able to finish strong here.
Yep. So I'm just inside the circle, and it just gets away from me here on that putt. Starts tailing out. You can see the wind starting to pick up a little bit up here. This basket is notorious. Wind, you can start feeling it up here because you're right at the top of the ridge.
Absolutely, and here we go into hole 17. And this is kind of coming back down after this hill. We got 2 down holes to go back to the parking lot. And this hole is quite complex. I mean, Waz, you've played here more than me. You can break this one down.
Yeah, the drone's flying down what some people might call a fairway. It's a par 4, so you do get a little extra shot to play with, but realistically, you just kind of want to throw something into the trees, have it miss 1,000 trees, and land somewhere either in the middle of the hill or at the bottom of the hill or at the top of the hill, and then approach the basket. I can't break this hole down any better than that. That's what you get.
It's certainly a quirky hole and one that you would think of when Cogs comes to mind. Dylan going with that power forehand, and he's going to catch a tree, but should probably have something. And here's my first forehand drive of the round. Kind of looking to do the same thing, and I was in love with the shot at first, and just tags that clump of trees right there.
Yep. And Debo was walking up to this hole, and he's like, "So what's the line?" And like, I don't know, just throw it and have it go right. So he's like, "Oh, you want me to throw it and have it go right? Like, check this thing out." Throws that MD, and now it's gliding right.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, Debo didn't hit at all. That drone would call the fairway.
Yeah.
And that's this hole. I mean, it's going to end up being a fantastic shot.
It lands just outside circle 1. Oh, my goodness.
There's our 3rd power forehand of the card, and just cranked up on that a little too much, but should have something here. And here's these trees that Debo went through. So as you can see, there's not really much, but you'll always be able to find maybe a gap or two. And this is just a beautiful shot here.
Yeah, this was a desperation. This is the only thing you have, and you have to make it work.
I kind of had a
scramble golf.
I kind of had a similar thing here too, with just one gap to hit on a super chop angle with a mutant. Certainly not one of my stock shots, but
you got it
really well. Yeah.
So, I mean, here, look at this. Here's Cogs. Cogs in a nutshell. You throw a decent shot, hit a tree, end up in Laurel, and you got to throw a tomahawk pancake shot? Dylan.
Parks it. I mean, that was with a Dark Rebel Innova FD, so super flippy and was able to get the full pan, and that's just doing it right. And here's that eagle look from Debo. It's just insane that his drive landed there.
But there was one eagle here.
There was, Wads.
Yeah.
Break it down. Who was it?
Dave Mahoney, Team Tank's own, probably the true leader of Team Tank. I mean, he's the heart and soul of that team. But Dave Mahoney got that too. Good job, Dave. You got your 3. Probably one of the better scramble 3s. This is my putt for 3. A little bit more inside of you. But my upshot was from a little further back than you.
Yeah, definitely don't sell yourself short here. I had a fantastic scramble 3, and we haven't even gotten to Dylan's tomahawk either. I mean.
Yep. Yeah, we definitely made fun of Josh here for having the lamest 3 out of us. Great birdies. That's a start.
Yeah, it's crazy. That hole is difficult in a way, but being a par 4, it allows you to scramble, and it actually ended up being the 3rd easiest hole to par at 3.68. Mahoney's eagle definitely helped out there.
Yep.
And,
we did our job.
Yes, we did, with a star frame. The finishing hole, hole 18, 275 downhill. It's kind of an awkward gap. Suits a forehand best, although you can get creative in other ways. And the parking lot is right below the hole, so there is OB to worry about. Dylan going Raptor, flexing it, and it's going to be deep with all that power, but not OB. He will have a putt back at the basket.
Yeah, see, I know he put a lot of flex on it. I don't know if he wanted to go to the back side of those trees or just threw it a little too hard. You were definitely a little undercommitted on that shot.
For sure. I kind of think that this is finally scrambling for the first time, which luckily I really haven't had to do at all. And I'm going to be truly tested by Cogs after that. But, that's what happens when you don't commit. And Debo with that orange overstable disc, Firebird clone of some sort. So it was a good shot there. And what are you going with?
That's an Ethos Omen, so that's a Firebird-esque disc from Thought Space. And that got a little deep. And I don't know, I didn't feel like I threw it hard. It just kept. But what you just threw here, the glide on this, what is this? Because that thing just kept going to the basket.
Yeah, that was the soft tactic there. It's beat up to be a pretty straight flyer, but put it on that anti-angle, and it's just going to hold. And some years of Ultimate Frisbee, I've got some pretty good spin on that thing. And speaking of spin, Dylan spinning from deep.
That's a finish right there. Great putt to finish. Nice job, Dylan. Give him the replay.
We get a replay. Here we go from way downtown. And Dylan also, knowing he had to make this to end up on lead card for day 2, fist pumps, runs it in, and Wads, we're going to be seeing him tomorrow.
Love to see that. And knowing it's going to be at Meadowbrook, I'm excited to see what he does. He's going to do some special things. I played with him there a couple times. I'm glad it's going to be on film this time, though. So this is you to save your par, and this is a big putt.
Yeah, I ended up literally on the line of circle 1 and decided not to step it, and squeaks in for me.
When you got it, Harry.
Yeah, that was to stay perfect from circle 1 all day. Quite annoyed at how I had to do it there, but to end up with 10 down on this track is super awesome. Didn't really have a goal in mind, but
10,
to end up with that is great.
That is a very good round. Excellent shooting there, Harry. That's a new course record because, it's a new layout. So congratulations, course record.
For sure, and here we are with
How's it going, everyone? I got Harry Chace here, the leader after first round. How does it feel? -10. Great round.
Yeah, thank you. It feels good. It's my first tournament at this course, and
I've heard a lot of stories about cogs and stuff like that, but came here in practice. I saw pretty clean lines at every hole and just told myself to commit for every shot. So that was kind of the mantra of the day. Commit to the lines and play from there. It worked out really well.
What was your best shot today?
Gosh, best shot. I'd probably say, I think it's hole 6 over the valley. I put it like right to 2 feet, and then of course Dylan had to show me up and put it to like 6 inches. But that was just really good, straight shot, right out of the whole way. Could be anything but park, so I'm happy with that.
Awesome. What are you looking forward to doing tomorrow on Meadowbrook?
Well, I played Meadowbrook one tournament last year. I didn't do so hot. I think a lot of the holes there are kind of trapped for big arms. But there's a lot of birdies out there if we just take them. So I haven't even looked at the leaderboard yet, so it could depend on how stuff shakes up. But I just plan to get the birdies as they come tomorrow. Not get super aggressive. It's only day 2, and then hopefully just carry that lead in the 3rd round as well.
Awesome. Well, best of luck tomorrow, and
thanks for having us.
Thank you for
Great interview from you. Some really good insight there post round. What a round. That was really fun to watch. Thanks for joining us there, Harry. Huge shout out to Greatest Media team for coming out and doing all the coverage. Thank you to the sponsors of Welcome to the Jungle here, Disc Golf 978, Discmania. Like and subscribe.
Absolutely. We got 2 more full rounds to bring you guys of the Welcome to the Jungle tournament. Next round is at Meadowbrook Orchards. Going to be a great one, and looking forward to seeing you then.